Darland works as an exploration geologist, which is, he points out, nothing but a fancy term for a prospector. And his wife, Linda, works at the Army Ammo Depot in Hawthorne, Nevada. Old-time fiddle music is their hobby, and as they settle back into their easy chairs at home, open a can of tobacco, and roll a couple of cigarettes, Jack talks about their style of music.
Well, both my granddads played, and my grandmother played the piano, and my mother played the piano. And my granddad on my mother's side played the fiddle, and my granddad on my father's side played the fiddle. And way back in the mountains, every Saturday night they played for the little dances. That's what we had to do. There was no TV, no radio. So, you know, from the time I was born up until I was, well, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, I suppose, well, I always went to those dances and always heard them play. I didn't do any playing them, but I was listening to all this music.
Some of the tunes which Jack and Linda play, such as Little Green Valley, which we just heard, were fairly widely known popular tunes of the early 20th century, which entered his family's traditional music repertoire, but other tunes such as Black Velvet Waltz are known by few people outside the region of Idaho where Jack was raised. Jack was born in 1926 in the mountainous Hells Canyon section of Idaho and finally began to play his family's traditional music on the fiddle after he returned from his tour of duty with the U.S. Army.
Well, actually, I was interested before I went in the service. Then when I was 18, I went in World War II, and when I got out, I was 21. And my granddad had passed away. My granddad on my mother's side had passed away and left me his fiddle. And so kind of a dream, and also kind of a, oh, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess a reminiscence or something like that. I don't know really the word to say, but I thought, well, maybe I ought to try to play that fiddle. So I picked up his fiddle, and my granddad on my father's side was still alive, and he still played. So he showed me how to tune it and taught me a few tunes, and so I just started to learn to play. I went out behind the barn and started practicing.
When they first moved to Nevada a few years ago, Jack and Linda found very few old-time fiddlers to play music with.
Well, so far we haven't really found any much fiddle music in Nevada. After we moved here, we didn't even know there was any fiddlers around. We just kind of put our instruments in the closet and left them sit there.
Since then, however, they have found a few musicians to play music with, and even a few fiddlers contests in the state to enter. The most fun, they both agree, being the one held in Austin each June.
The fiddling was just thought of as an added attraction. But it was real loose run and a lot of fun, you know. They just said, well, we'll have a fiddle contest. And you might say no rules and regulations. Maybe there was some, but they weren't obvious. And so if you wanted to play, you just got up on the stage. They set a bunch of straw up there, and they set some boards across them, and you got up there and balanced your way up on the stage, and you just went ahead and played. It was just a lot of fun. But they call it a contest, and I really like that.
One of Jack and Linda Darland's favorite tunes is one they learned in Idaho as Cowboy's Waltz, and which is known by some other Nevada fiddlers as Black Velvet, not to be confused with the tune Jack and Linda play as Black Velvet Waltz. The series Home Means Nevada presents folk life from the Silver State and is produced by the Nevada State Council on the Arts. Folk Arts Coordinator Glenn Owen in cooperation with KUNR Reno, KNPR Las Vegas, and KOLO Reno, with funding from the National Endowment for the Arts Folk Arts Program and the state of Nevada. This is Deb Spring.